Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ryal Thomas. The title of the show this evening is titled, Looking at Your Inner Circle. And I'm going to probably go off in other directions when I'm talking about this particular topic. But for right now, let's just focus on looking at your inner circle. And I would like to start out by saying this. We all need to take time and to seriously look at what we are involved in, look at who we are involved in things with. Just be serious about the company you keep. Because a lot of people may not understand that the company that they keep, it has a lot to do with how far you go in life. Because you want people that can properly back you up. You want people, when you share ideas with them, you want people to give you good advice, and sometimes giving you, or maybe I should say all the time, constructive criticism. You don't want to rob anyone of their dream by belittling their dreams. You don't want to do that. So it's very, very important to understand that the company you keep and the inner circle that you have around you are individuals that will be helpful to your dreams, helpful to your life, because in the long run, that brings about longevity, believe it or not. Because when you have a lot of negative things around you, and let's just be clear about this, sometimes we can have negative friends. I think we all have them. Every time you come up with something, someone may have something bad to say, or someone may have something discouraging to say, like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you at the point in your life where you can do? Let me explain this. As long as you have the breath in your body and you're getting up every morning with a sound frame of mind, there's always room to achieve a goal that you have set for yourself. A lot of you all may be sitting at home thinking, man, things are so boring for me in my life. All I do is wake up and it's like a routine. I go eat breakfast. I don't know where. I don't know where to start. All you have to do is search your heart. Search your heart and understand that when you're searching your heart, don't look at it as it's going to be complications or it's going to bring other situations in your life that you may feel that you are not ready for. If it's going to put a smile on your face and joy in your heart, then understand and go for it. Don't sit back and just relax and accept your life for what it is. Because, see, the company that you keep, there's always a few people in your circle that's going to encourage you. But really, you almost want to have the majority of people in your circle that's going to encourage you. But let's just be real again. There are going to be a few individuals that's going to be questioning your dreams. And as long as they're giving you constructive criticism, that's one thing. But to totally rob you of the desire to pursue something that you have been longing to do, that's something that you don't need when you're trying to bring about something new in your life. So even when it comes, all right, this may get a little emotional for some of you all, even when you're in a marriage or in a serious committed relationship, see, that's part of your circle. That's part of your circle. You want to make sure that the individual that you are with, that they are 100% supportive of you, 100% of supportive of your ideals. You may sit down and talk to your husband and, he may say, well, you may want to think it through because he may be pointing out things that the complications could come about, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And vice versa. It may be the man who wants to start a new career, but you have to be supportive of one another because that's your circle. That's part of your circle. And it's nothing like having someone discourage you that's living with you. You don't need that when you are wholeheartedly deep into your thoughts, deep into what you want to do. You need that person to understand. And even if you feel that what they may be talking about may be a long shot, you still don't want to put that negative thought in their mind. Let a person dream. Do not rob a person of their individuality. Because when you rob a person of that, then they become a puppet for you. Because they start to depend on what you think, what you want to do. And they start to forget about their dreams. So being in a marriage or being in a serious, committed relationship, those, I should say, are individuals that are in your inner circle. Even at a workplace, when you're at a workplace and you're going out to lunch, and it may be a group of you all get together, and it may be a few people in that group that all they want to do is just talk. All they want to do is just gossip about who did this, who did that. Nothing constructive, just nothing but a negative conversation from a few people in that group. See, you may want to start sitting alone for a while. You don't necessarily have to move from that group to get some other people talking about other things, because if they're talking about someone, eventually they're going to talk about you. It's just simple as that. They're going to talk about you. I'm just trying to be real, this evening, and just tell you exactly how it is. Because the circle, your inner circle, can help you or it can harm you. Next thing you know, you're going to the doctor for stress tests. Next thing you know, they're telling you to exercise more. And see, you have to understand that when you have all this negativity coming your way, it cannot help but disrupt the chemistry that flows in your body. And not only the chemistry, the energy that keeps you alive. Stress, anxiety can kill. It can kill. And you need to eliminate that as much as possible. And if you feel individuals in your inner circle are contributing to your stress, contributing to your anxiety, maybe you need to talk this through with them. Maybe you need to say some things. See, there's nothing wrong with being real with people. That conversation that we had the other day, it really disturbed me. Maybe you should rethink some things. I don't know why you said that about him. I don't know why you said that about her. But that person hasn't done nothing to me. And I understand that you're sharing your feelings and emotions, but I think you're looking at it from a negative point of view. You need to say things like that. Because when you say things like that, the listener is actually listening. And that listener may not respond at that particular time, but you better believe when a person is alone or lying in their bed and they're sitting back thinking about how their day went, you better believe they're going to think about that statement and make them look at what they have said. Make them look at what they have done. So that's why it's so important to understand the power, the strength of your inner circle. It's extremely, extremely important. You may live in an apartment complex, and everybody is out enjoying themselves. Spring is right around the corner, and things of such. People that you live around, they're in your inner circle. People that you affiliate yourself with every day, they're in your inner circle. So you want to try to be productive with your conversation, with your character, with your actions, because then when you go to those individuals and you are in need of something, and it can be almost anything, those individuals will recognize you as a positive individual, and they do not have any problem helping you because you respect them and they respect you. So just from now on, and just kind of like just take your time when it comes to bringing people in your circle. Just take your time. How many times, and I'm going to be real again and say this, but I have to say it, just to get my point across. How many times have you thought to yourself, Lord have mercy, I wish I would have never got to know this individual. Lord have mercy. What did I do? How come I didn't see the red flags? You're sitting up there stressing yourself out on something that you don't need to stress yourself out on. That's why take your time when it comes to bringing people into your circle. Kind of court them for a while. And when I say court them for a while, I mean just kind of like listen to them, talk to them, see what their heart is like, see what they're thinking about. Ride to the store with them. Hey, I'm getting ready to go to this grocery store. Would you like to ride? Sure, I would like to go. See how they interact in public. See when they greet people or when they see people they know. See if they walk up to them and smile, or once they leave, they go, Lord, I never wish I would have saw her. Lord, I'm probably not going to come back to this store anymore. Jesus Christ, didn't want to run into her. See, when a person starts saying things like that, you have to be careful because the more positive things that come into your life, the brighter your light will shine. The brighter your light will shine. Because see, you're not walking around with all that stress. You're not walking around with all that anxiety on you and stuff. When you greet people for real. When you say, I miss you, or I love you, or you take care, they know you mean it. They know you mean it because they can feel it, they can see it. It's a certain amount of energy that a person projects when they have a good spirit. When they have a good spirit. So try to keep people in your inner circle that understands the true meaning of love, understand the true meaning of togetherness, and I'm not saying, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying if you have someone that you like and they're going through some difficult times and they happen to have a little bit of low self-esteem or whatever the case may be, I'm not saying just kick them to the curb. I'm saying be real with them and talk to them realistically. Just talk to them realistically. You don't need to shoot a lot of smoke up them just to make them feel comfortable. You don't need to pacify someone who's always speaking negatively about something or someone. You don't need to fall into the trap that they are in. You don't need to fall into that mental trap because then you're dealing with certain things that you don't even know that's contained within your spirit or within your body. You don't even know what it's doing to that. We don't completely understand the spirit, the energy that lies within the spirit that lies within us. We act more on a fleshly level, more on to be accepted by one another. But see, you have to understand when you hurt the spirit, you hurt yourself because there's that battle that's going on between the spirit and the flesh. And I don't want to get into that too much, but I thought that would be appropriate right now based on this topic, looking at you, looking at your inner circle. And I also would like to say this. When you are in a dating mode, or you may have been hurt in the past, male or female, because men get hurt, females get hurt, and we kind of like have a shield up, We have a shield up when it's based on our feelings and things of such. But, just because you've had a bad experience in the past doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad experience in the present. It doesn't mean that. Because you have learned from your past, that means that you should be more aware of what to say and what to do, how to look at things, with this new individual. Because, for the most, when people are introducing themselves to one another, for the most, not everyone, that's a lot of questionable statements that are being made. There's a lot of questionable statements that's being made. But until they show you anything different, you have to believe in that person, for the moment. That doesn't mean that you have to give in and go all the way in and go over here and go over there. No, you just take your time. You just take your time because you have to remember that you're now bringing in a new person into your inner circle. You're bringing a new person in, and you don't want to bring that person in with a lot of baggage. A person can have some baggage and you can try to help them, but if you feel that you're not getting anywhere and things are not happening, not according to you, but according to the way you feel. Don't ever, ever, ever underestimate your feelings about someone. Where there's smoke, there may be some fire, but sometimes it's just smoke and you have to just kind of like look through it and get focused on who is this person or what is this person trying to do. Because loneliness in a person's life, male or female, loneliness is something, it's a very serious feeling, a very serious emotion. And a lot of people would look at any type of attention as positive attention when they are lonely. And that can be the most, I should use the word, I guess I'm using it correctly, it can be the most trickful thing that a person fall for. A person can easily be tricked into believing that this person really cares about them because you've been lonely for a while. You've been lonely. And you need to just sometimes just stand still and just think about things. And think about what you've gone through and what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to not accept. Because again, you're bringing this person into your circle. See, these statements, this conversation is very deep. It goes beyond the inner circle. It goes beyond that. It goes down to so many different levels that I really don't have time to talk about. I just don't, which I would love to have time to talk about it, but it's just a deeper conversation. Sometimes, you'll go down the road or you're thinking, you've ever been driving and you're driving and you're obeying all the traffic signs and stuff, but your mind is not really there. Your mind is thinking about something that was said to you, something that was done to you, and all of a sudden you're subconsciously thinking about that, but you're consciously driving and you're all confused based on some individual that you have let in your circle and that individual has confused you about what they may have said, what they may have done. And I'm not saying that you need to walk through this life being paranoid, questioning everything somebody say, everything somebody does. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be aware. Just be aware. You don't need to just stay stuck to yourself and say, well, if that's the case, I'm not going to see nobody. No, I'm not going to go around nobody. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is look at everything that's presented to you. Just look at it. And sometimes people say, oh, I'm just going to let things happen the way they are. Well, sometimes that's not a good thing to do. Just let things flow the way they go. No, sometimes you just need to kind of like direct the water coming down the river. You need to put a dam up, and slow that water down. You need to put a dam up between you and this individual until you understand where this individual is coming from. And a message out there to a lot of guys, as well as a lot of men. A lot of women, I should say. Just because you see a woman that you think may be lonely and you think you can talk to her and you can say this and you can say that, positive women don't actually need you catering to them. There are women out here that are very capable of taking care of themselves. And when you think, well, I can say this and I can do this and I can say this and I can do that. Those just may be your thoughts. It may not even be what this woman is looking for. Vice versa when it comes to a man as well. You know, women today are moving in directions where they're opening up their businesses, they're paying their own bills, they're buying their house. You know, they don't necessarily need to bring you into their circle if you can't contribute to their lifestyle, if you can't help them, you know, get ahead in life. You know, so we need to stop thinking that she needs me, because in reality, she doesn't need you. You know, if she's by herself now and she's paying her bills and she's doing that, you just may be another added bill. That's just what you may be. I'm sorry to say that. So when you go towards someone and you're trying to go into their inner circle, make sure you bringing something to the table too. And that goes for women entering to a man's life who's paying his bills and who's doing his thing. See, this inner circle thing goes extremely deeper than what you and I may think about on a daily thought. You know, it's just that you just can't look at someone and think, you know, they need help, because 9 times out of 10, they may not need help. They've been doing it all by themselves anyway. So why bring you along unless you can contribute to the help of this individual, excuse me, male or female. So again, you know, I can go on and I can go on with this, but I just want you all, as well as myself, you know, I'm not saying that things don't happen in my life. You know, I'm not immune to this, you know, things happen all the time in my life, in your life, the next person's life. It's just the way it goes. It's life. But we can make our life a whole lot more easier, a whole lot more pleasant if we just take time to look at who we bring into our circle. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be nasty. You just need to be real, and real with yourself. It starts with you, because if things are happening in your life and you disapprove of them, 9 times out of 10, it's your fault. Yeah, I said it. It's your fault, because you're supposed to have the discretion to be able to determine who's good for you and who's bad for you. Because everybody that smiles at you don't necessarily have joy in their heart for you. And just because somebody walking beside you don't necessarily mean they with you. There are a lot of things to look at. And again, I'm not saying you need to be paranoid about everything and everybody. Just think it through. Just take your time and just think it through. You don't need to go, oh, Lord, this was said to me and said to me. You don't need to go to the bar and get a couple of drinks to figure out what's actually being said to you. All you need to do is use your own discretion. Just think it through realistically and understand who you are bringing into your circle. You need to think about that. Man, some people may think, well, that's all I can do is this, or all I can do is that. No, man. No, if you're at home and you're sitting around and you know, you're just waiting on your wife to get off or waiting on your husband to get off, you know, think about some things that you would like to do. Get out the house. Get out the house and go for a walk. You know, and then if you have someone questioning you about where did you go? Who did you see? Who did you speak to? What did he say? What did she do? You need to set that person down and have a conversation with them and tell them how that makes you feel. You need to tell them that, because that's something that can destroy a relationship between individuals who are in your circle. You do not need to explain every little detail of your life. You can't rob a person of their individuality. Let a person be who they enjoy being. If you see something moving in a direction where it may be of harm to that individual, then you can speak on it. But if a person is seriously thinking about bringing about your happiness, bringing about a good nature within yourself, then let that person be. Let that person get out the house. You don't need to go in and question every little thing. Where did you eat? Did anyone talk to you today? Or what's her name? Never heard you talk about her. Or what's his name? I saw you smile when you waved at him. Man, no one has time for that. Do you understand what you are doing, who you are bringing into your circle when you start doing all of this stuff? Do you understand what you are creating? You will have a person sitting up in the house because they're scared to leave the house thinking about the questions that you're going to ask when you get home, male or female. You understand that? So let's just take some time out and take a look at your inner circle. Take a look at the people that you were involved with. Just take a look. You know, don't be so critical of them, but at the same time, just be real with yourself. Just be real with yourself, because after all, it's your life. And man, you want to live the rest of your life in a very happy state. So many of my friends have passed and moved on and things. I'm just thankful to be alive. And I'm pretty sure you're watching this, you're thankful too. You're thankful too. So don't die when you are still alive. Don't die when you are still alive. Get up. Do something. Enjoy yourself. Go out. Take a walk with a friend. Laugh. Smile. Just enjoy yourself. Life is too short. Every day you wake up, you hear about someone passing. You're not on that journey yet. And the reason I know, because you're still here watching this show. I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm Ryal Thomas. If you have any questions or any concerns, please feel free to write me or give me a call. Thank you very much.